Welcome back to the Astrology for Liberation podcast. I'm Alyssa, your astrologer and guide on your life path. And the sun enters courageous and compelling charm of the cardinal fire of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and it lights up the inner warrior and the force of self-actualization. It's the vernal equinox, the midpoint between the Capricorn and Cancer solstice, and the day and night light is in balance for a little bit as a new season begins. It's now spring or fall, depending on where you stand on this beautiful earth. Aries is ruled by Mars, which co-rules Scorpio, and the moon just entered Scorpio at 8:44 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11:44 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:44 p.m. Greenwich Meridian Time, and that was 11 minutes after the sun entered Aries. And the force of Mars is now amplified as Mars will be in Aquarius through April 14th, when it then enters Pisces. Mars, the planet of war, and in Aquarius, is high-minded and unafraid of breaking the rules of combat. Mars is igniting a revolution as it moves up to square Uranus and Taurus, which will perfect shortly after the moon enters Sagittarius on March 22nd, and that's a Tuesday. Aquarius energy is generally pretty idealistic about how things should be, with Venus and Saturn also in Aquarius, which is an air sign, a fixed air sign. There's a lot of thought about the actions of war and why violence and corruption and enslavement and exploitation continue to be a part of our social reality. And the deep feelings of Moon and Scorpio are adding to the unconscious pulse to extract revenge and stop it. Maybe with more violence. But amid the anger and push for change, the energy of mystical Pisces continues to flow with peaceful thoughts and ideas of how we can do better, with Mercury in Pisces conjoining Jupiter late Sunday. Pisces energy will be sticking around, and it's even going to strengthen as its stellium, which is 3 or more planets in the same sign, is elevated as it becomes 4 planets when Venus, the planet of love and all that you value, enters its exalted status in Pisces on April 5th, and Mars enters on April 14th, as I said, and that's right around the same time that Jupiter perfects its conjunction with Neptune. And Jupiter and Neptune are co-rulers of Pisces again, and so this is on April 12th. And this will be the first conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces since 1856. And it won't happen again until 2188. Now, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create something wonderful through love, art, and spiritual connections. And everyone will get a little more fanatical too. Maybe your self-actualization in Aries season is related to your intuitive leanings, your dreams, and what you feel so strongly. Amid the pain in the world, the beauty of life endures, and it reveals its mystery and perfection in infinite ways. And the moon in Scorpio is helping you feel this cosmic potential. On Monday, the moon in Scorpio creates yet another T-square as it opposes Uranus and then squares Mars, Venus, and Saturn in Aquarius, with Mars being the predominant outlet for this tension. And Mars in Aquarius has to create a solution with that tension. Fortunately, it's sextiling Chiron in Aries. It's an opportunity for healing that's catalyzed due to being wounded. And so we already know there's a lot of wounding. And so this is action, positive action that can take place due to the wounding. And there are no easy solutions, but there's enough courage and pressure to continue to strive for a real shift, which involves probing deeply into what's real, what's not real, what's really misinformation that is an attempt to confuse and convert people to take sides. This is what's, a strategy to divide and separate. And the moon in Scorpio triggers the tension of Saturn and Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus that has separated in terms of it's not so close in its square, but it's still being activated all year long. And so you continue to see this contrast of social divisiveness, extreme views, and yet we're starting to see how this is integrating. These two differences are integrating into greater unity and greater moderation. And we're becoming aware of what's possible as we collectively work on something together, partially because we have to. And knowing what you know now, you realize so much more change is possible. And the moon in Scorpio brings up the feelings of this evolutionary movement as it trines Jupiter, then Mercury and Neptune late Monday, early Tuesday, and it finishes with a creative sextile with the power of Pluto, the transformative power of Pluto. No one wants a crisis, but the resolutions that emerge from crises elevate what was previously known to be possible. I'll be back when the moon enters Sagittarius on Tuesday, March 22nd at 11:59 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 6:59 p.m. Greenwich Meridian Time, just a few minutes before Mars in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. Thank you so much for listening.